Welcome to Ecamm. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite features inside of Ecamm Live, and that is the camera switcher. But first, let's explain what a camera switcher is. The camera switcher in Ecamm Live is a feature that allows you to seamlessly switch between multiple camera angles and sources during your live streams, recordings, classes, podcasts, whatever. Think of it like being a director of your own TV show where you get to call the shots. You can cut between different camera angles and think like iPhone, webcam, external camera, overhead, even some network cameras, which I'll show you in a second. And with just a couple of simple clicks, you can create dynamic, multi-angle content without any technical know-how, complexity, or nerdery. So let me show you how a camera switcher works. The first thing you should know is that in Ecamm, it can see whatever cameras your Mac can see. So if you plug a camera like this, which is USB, that goes through a setup called UVC. Don't worry about the technicality. It's just a language that allows cameras to speak to your Mac. Most travel-oriented cameras, say like this Osmo Pocket 3, can also connect via that UVC method. Many people have their cameras connected using an HDMI connection, and I'm doing something similar to that using a Decklink quad box, which gives me 4 HDMI connections in a single box, or you can use something as simple as a Camlink or small little USB to HDMI adapters that are also known as capture cards. That's simple. Whatever your Mac can see, Ecamm can see. Now let's pop into Ecamm real quick. Here in Ecamm, if I hover my mouse over the center window, you'll see my cameras down here on the bottom. This is what the camera switcher does. So if I were to press on camera A, you see this. If I press on camera B, it switches to this. If I press on camera C, I give you the behind the scenes hi mom angle and throw you a shaka. Now, this is my overhead camera where I might, show you an iPhone. Now, pay attention to the fact that this iPhone does have a wire coming out of it, because one of the other things I could do is press this button and now you can see my iPhone. Like this is a working, functioning copy of my iPhone. So as you can see, the camera switcher gives you many opportunities to design and build custom layouts that will let you show multiple cameras at a single time. And this is where Ecamm shines when using something like Zoom, Teams, Google Meets. You get to be in control of it. You don't have to ask, hey, can I share my screen? So let me show you another cool thing inside of Ecamm. So I'm going to pop back up Ecamm and we're going to create this scene here. And what I want to do is first go to blank. I use Command-Shift-B to do that. If you can't remember that, up in the top where the menus are, if I go on to source, there is blank right there, Command-Shift-B. Now this is going to allow me to take this camera and drag it in, and now I have a camera ready to show. I can resize it. I can place it wherever I want on screen. This is known as the camera overlay mode. I can even change the shape. So in this shape, I might go to Squircle. It's one of my favorite ones. But as you can see in here, I have circle, square, so forth, so on, etc. Let's leave this guy as a circle for now and drag him into the corner. Now, like I said, I wanted to show you something here on my iPhone. So let me drag my iPhone in, and well, iPhone as a circle looks pretty dumb. So let's press on the pencil and switch this to tall. This is what most people might think, but you'll notice some of my buttons are kind of missing here on the bottom. I tend to use custom in this particular case, and then I can just embiggen it like such until I have my whole iPhone in the window, and then enlarge it, shape it, and I call it right about there. So in this case, I can take this guy and make it a little bit bigger. And now I can show you how to set up some things right here on the phone. Kind of one of my favorite things is just how versatile this can be whenever you're using Ecamm. There are a couple other tricks I'd like to show you. So let me pop back into Ecamm. Now, notice when I press on camera A, you're looking at my ZV-E1. That is my front-handed camera. But if I click on camera F, it is basically the same camera in black and white. What's really cool is if I press upon the effects button and slide over here to the camera effects panel, I can even zoom this guy in and rearrange it and kind of give you a dynamic close-up. So once I'm here, and then I can flick it to here. Now let's get it out of demo so you can see it better. Hey guys, what I have to say next is really important. And then go back to that. Levels of versatility. I mean, your imagination is really the only thing that's going to slow us down when it comes to this. Now, I also mentioned something about the network camera. And you saw how I had this iPhone connected via cable. Now I'm going to pull the cable out. If we pop back over into Ecamm now, you'll notice the iPhone is missing from camera E. However, it does show up down here in camera G because I have something known as NDI HX Capture. NDI is a technology that allows us to connect cameras via network. And I'm using an app on my phone called NDI HX Camera. So if I were to drag my iPhone in now, I get my same iPhone here. I'll make it just a little bigger. However, I am controlling it wirelessly because I'm using NDI as a connection source, and that allows me to connect network cameras. It's a really cool setup, and it's kind of fun to try. So with the Ecamm Live camera switcher, you can create multi-angle front camera setups. You could do product demos using the overhead camera like such. If I were to grab this guy and drag it back in real quick, you see I could have a little overhead shot that I can show you so my hands are doing something while I'm talking to you on screen. You can create tutorial setups, interview setups where you have the host and the guest on the screen, presentations where you put yourself in one position and maybe have a camera facing the whiteboard showing off other materials. I mean, this is exactly why the camera switcher is absolutely beneficial. You can create professional production quality shows and that real polished look just by using Ecamm. Now, people often ask, do I need an external switcher, say like the A10 Mini or the A10 Mini Pro? And the answer is not really. They do help if you want to have a bunch of cameras come in, but understand once you plug those in, Ecamm will see that as a single one. I believe connecting them directly to Ecamm gives you a little bit more control because Ecamm in itself is really a software-based video switcher, and it is why it is one of the most powerful features inside of Ecamm. So if you're doing a cooking show, art tutorial, product review, interviews, music performance, and more, you can use the camera switcher to make sure that your productions shine. A couple of quick tips when getting started. Initially, as you learn the process, start out with just 2 cameras. Test all your camera connections before you go live or press the record button, and plan your camera switches naturally around your content breaks. Using the iPhone is one of the most affordable ways to add additional angles. By the way, yes, it does work with Android phones as well. My brain is just trained on the word iPhone because I'm an ex-Apple employee and, well, it's what I use. But practice these things during rehearsal, help build that muscle memory. With those things and a little practice, you'll have the camera switcher knocked out in no time. Now, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, drop those down in the comment section below. And of course, we'll get back to you as soon as possible because we're Ecamm and we're here to help. Now, right now, we're going to pop up another video to show you a little bit more about how to use Ecamm.